Okay guys, today we are going over how to graph linear equation in slope-intercept form, okay? And if you remember from algebra 1, slope-intercept form is y equals to mx plus b. Now here the m means slope and the letter b right here means y-intercept, okay? So before we start graphing, we're going to identify the slope and the y-intercept, and then we graph, okay? So let's look at number 1. In number 1, we first going to identify m and then b. So if you look at here, m is negative 1/2, okay? And b, which is the letter 5, is the y-intercept, it's 5 or 0, 5, okay? So here when we graph, we always graph the y-intercept first. So the y-intercept is the vertical line. From there you count up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. And since our slope is negative, that means we go down 1 to the right 2, okay? And then down 1 to the right 2, you see that? And then down 1 to the right 2 to get the other dots, okay? And then continue the patterns until you get all of the other dots. I'm gonna erase this right here, connect the dots, and that's your lines. So that's number 1, okay? Now let's move on to number 2. Number 2, same thing, we're going to identify the slope and the y-intercept, okay? So the slope right here is 3, and the y-intercept, which is negative 2. So negative 2 is right here. From there, we're gonna go up 3, it's a positive slope. This is the same thing as 3 over 1, okay? So you go up 3, 1, 2, 3, to the right 1. Okay, that's your next dot. 1, 2, 3, to the right 1. That's your third dot. Erase these right here, and then make the line. And that's how you graph linear equation in slope-intercept form, okay? Now let's move on to equation number 3. Equation number 3, it is in slope-intercept form, but something's missing, okay? In this case, the slope is missing. So if the slope is missing, it's 0. And the y-intercept right here, it is a 3, okay? So now when we graph the y-intercept first, which is 3. And then if the slope is 0, that means there's no rise or run, it's just flat. So when y equal to a number, it's always a horizontal line, okay? And if you think about it, if you were to set up a table, right? Anything you plug in is always 3. X could be anything. And if you look at this right here, it's going to give us a horizontal line, okay? Okay, let's move on to, so like y equal to 3 is a special case. Number 4 is also a special case. Now you look at this right here, it looks like slope-intercept form, but not really. So you can't apply the slope-intercept form on this because it isn't, okay? This is a special case. Now let's look at this, x equal to 3. Whatever we plug in is always 3, right? And y could be anything you want. And if you plot in these points, 3, 0, 3, negative 1, 3, 1. Notice it's giving you a vertical line. So when x equal to a number, it's always a vertical line, okay? Now let's try to find the slope and the y-intercept. If you look at here, the line does not touch the y-axis at all. So therefore, the y-intercept here is none. And for the slope, since we can't say it's 0, 0 is like a flat line, it's a horizontal line. So can we walk vertically? No, right? So therefore, the slope is undefined. In other words, it's not possible, okay? We can't walk vertically. Okay, guys, that is how we graph linear equation, okay?